Alright everybody, what's up? Root for Sports Podcast going YouTube style today, and the reason why? Unfortunately, Blog Talk Radio is having its issues, but we're not. We're still going strong. The Sports Chronicles is represented hardcore over here. Jason Fearman at your services. My partner is en route, Las Vegas. He's going to do it up and have himself a nice weekend. God bless, God willing. All will be well. Hopefully he'll win a few dollars for me. I could use it. We all know that. But we're going to do a little Friday afternoon NBA special playoff prediction show. I'm going to give you all my picks as the sports prophet can only do. I got to say, listen guys, 14 out of 16 teams I got right. I missed out on the Houston Rockets. I did not have him in there because James Harden was not on the team when I did predict that. But I'll go back to it no matter what. Eastern Conference. I didn't see the Atlanta Hawks being this good. I thought maybe at best an 8 seed. But I had the Philadelphia 76ers in there. Really, obviously, because I thought Andrew Bynum and his crazy haircut were going to play some ball this year. And figured they'd be a bit of a force. But you know what? They're not in. Bucks, they're in. It's going to be an interesting playoffs, man. Look, it seems like the Eastern Conference is all the Miami Heat. And I would have to agree. But the West is all shooken up right now with the Spurs. They're banged up. Oklahoma City, not the same team. The Lakers without Kobe Bryant. Got to start there. Kobe Bryant, Lakers, that series. Kobe obviously not going to be a part of it. Dwight Howard and Gasol. The team is running through them right now. It is their team. That's the way it's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of like it. I've been saying this for a while. This has to be Dwight Howard's team. Not necessarily in the way where he owns the team, but where the team has got to run through him. It's got to go down low. That's when the Lakers or really any team are at their best. When you have the best big man in the game, you have to feed him the ball. Gasol healthy. Now that Mike D'Antoni's finally figured out you can play these two together, it's working out. And San Antonio, again, banged up. Tim Duncan is 37 years old. He's still probably the best player on the team. Manu Ginobili, what's going on with him? Tony Parker is hurt, once an MVP candidate. I got to be honest with you. I really, really like the Lakers in this one. I mean, would I be shocked if the Spurs won? No, of course not. I mean, they're the favorite. They're the second seed. But I think that the Lakers are going to take this one and upset San Antonio in the first round because I think they're going to feed the ball down low. Like I said, they're going to go to Gasol. They're going to go Howard. They got those three-point shooters and Steve Blake. I believe they're going to be able to handle their business. And as great as Greg Popovich is, and he's got his role players too, and, Leonard and everything like that, they have a pretty good team. They have not played well down the stretch. I believe that they're 10-10, so I'm going to take the Lakers in that one. Sticking with the Western Conference, you got James Harden going back to his old team to play the Oklahoma City Thunder, who will just have too much. Kevin Durant, a perennial MVP every year, just fell short of the scoring title with Carmelo Anthony, my boy from the New York Knicks, and we'll get to them in a little bit. Westbrook is having another phenomenal season, playing even bit of a better point guard, distributing the ball more, better points and assists and whatnot. So I really like what's going on with Oklahoma City. They got the 1 seed because they are the best team in the Western Conference. I think they'll win that one in 6 games. Then you go to the Denver Nuggets, surprisingly the 3rd seed, maybe George Karl, possibly Coach of the Year. I mean, that guy can really win it every year. What he does with his teams are remarkable. He doesn't have really too many crazy stars out there. Iguodala is clearly their best player. They do a great job, and he does a great job, and you have to be impressed with what they've done. They go up against a really good young team, though, against the Warriors, really, led by Stephen Curry, who's not exactly a quintessential point guard, but that's what he plays out there. You got Andrew Bogut at center, David Lee, who's an all-star power forward. I remember him from the days with the Knicks. That guy can really play. I think it's going to be a tough series, but I see the Nuggets really winning almost every one of these games by a slim margin. The way that they run and get out on the court, they score points in the paint. I know Danilo Gallinari's not going to be around. I don't think that's really that much of a big deal. I got to tell you, with the way that Golden State relies on the jump shot all too often, I don't think it's going to get them through this series. So I'm going to take Denver to win that one. And then there's the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Los Angeles Clippers, and what a series that's going to be. Won 7 games last year. It's going to be a rematch where the Clippers did win it. They did a really good job. It was a great series up and down, but I think this time now with the Clippers kind of unraveling a little bit themselves, having problems with Vinny Del Negro, their head coach. Chris Paul's not too happy with him. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. And the Memphis Grizzlies, they're the best, probably low post, down low team in the game. You want to talk about Gasol and Howard, definitely sure, they fit, there's no doubt about it. But, man, Marc Gasol, his brother, he's also a force, man. And Zach Randolph, he's really stepped his game up and became a really big-time center in this league. I like the Memphis Grizzlies to win this series in 6 games. It could go 7. I think they're all going to be close, but I think Memphis slows the play down a little bit, and they really are able to take care of and get physical with Blake Griffin over there and DeAndre Jordan in the middle. I think they're too powerful for him. So that's your Western Conference first round. Now, again, I could be wrong about any one of these. I mean, look, I'm going out on a limb picking the Lakers, but what worries me is that a lot of people are picking the Lakers now. So they seem to be the hot, trendy pick, and the surprising thing is it's all without Kobe Bryant. I mean, go figure, really. Eastern Conference, start with my Knicks. I love what they're doing. I'm a realist. I know they're not a great team, but they should beat this Boston Celtic team. I mean, they're also injured. They rely on Kevin Garnett down low in the middle. I mean, it's just a lot to ask for. Paul Pierce can't really do it all by himself. Like, obviously, no Rajon Rondo over there. They play very good defense, but the Knicks right now are scoring points, averaging over 100 points a game toward the end of the season, and I think they're going to outscore them. I think they're really going to run them out of the gym, to be honest with you. Again, can't be shocked, though, if the Celtics win. I mean, look, Doc Rivers is probably the best head coach in the league. Maybe him or Tom Thibodeau from Chicago. We'll get to him in a second over there. But I do like the Knicks in this series. I think they'll win it in 6 games. They are the better team. They got the number 2 seed for a reason. They've been extremely hot toward the end. They have a great mix of veterans. And, one certain superstar, and J.R. Smith is another one, maybe even on the rise. I was a big advocate of his. I was very happy when they got him because I figured that, after the lockout, coming from China, knowing all his problems in the past, that he would fit with this team. Him working with Carmelo Anthony has worked out beautifully. I like the New York Knicks to beat the Celtics in the first round. I like the Pacers over the Hawks. I don't really think the Hawks are going to put up much of a fight. I'll give it 5 or 6 games. I'm sure they'll be able to win a couple at home, but Indiana's too tough down low. They have pretty good depth. I know Danny Granger's not going to be around, but George Hill, Paul George, I mean, these guys, they got players up and down. Roy Hibbert now is becoming a bona fide center. I like them. Bulls and Nets should be a pretty tough series. I'm very excited to see that one. Brooklyn in the house, baby. They're back, they're in. The Nets, Bulls, that's going to be a 7-game series, I don't think, no matter how you look at it, because the Nets are a very good team. But Chicago, for some reason, man, they just know how to win. Again, Tom Thibodeau, one of the best coaches in the game, and I think he's going to have his team ready, and they're going to play phenomenal defense. They're a team that knows how to match up with you, and my goodness, if Derrick Rose comes back, then you can forget about it. The Bulls are going to be a real force. Then you talk about your number 1 versus your number 8 seed, the Heat versus the Bucks. Do I really need to go into it? No, the Heat are going to win that one. So we move on a little bit now. Second round of the NBA playoffs. All right, getting a little bit short over here. Let's stick with those Heat. They're going to end up playing the Chicago Bulls, the way that the bracket works out. And if Derrick Rose is in there, maybe it's a different story. But even though Chicago plays the Heat so well, when it comes playoff time, Miami is, I guess, owning them really over, even though they've really only played once over the past couple of years. But they're a much better team. Miami can step up their defense, and they can certainly outscore Chicago. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blow-away series, but the Heat should win that in 6 games. Really, they should. Maybe even 5. They're that much better. Then you go to the other Eastern Conference game. That's the Knicks versus the Pacers. That's old-school basketball right there. I'm a guy born in the 1980s. Born in 1980 exactly, as a matter of fact. So I remember those 90s series. Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, Chris Mullin, guys like that, whoever it may be. I mean, it was really awesome. It was great. We had Anthony Mason, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, John Starks, Charles Smith. Just get that freaking rebound and lay it in, you idiot. Whatever, I digress. Anyway, going back to all that, that's going to be a 7-game series too, and I think that the Knicks are going to take them. They've matched up well against them, especially toward the end of the year. I think they have better scores, especially when you talk about Carmelo Anthony. Just give him the ball. He can take over a game, guys, and I think that he's going to be able to do that when the Knicks really need him at their most. So I like the Knicks in 7 over there. The Western Conference round 2, you got Memphis going up against the Thunder. Guys, I'm going to shock you. I like the Memphis Grizzlies over here. I believe that the loss of James Harden is really going to hurt this team once the playoffs come around in case Westbrook goes cold. Durant most likely is never going to have an off night, but they don't have much other scoring, guys. They really don't. You got Serge Ibaka down there. That's great. And Perkins and so on. They got a few guys, but you know what? I like Memphis. I like the way that Tony Allen can play. I really like that team, Memphis Grizzlies. All right, they're tough. They're old school. They control the tempo of the game, and I believe that they're going to really beat up the Thunder. And I like Memphis in 6 games. Then the other one, Denver Nuggets play the Los Angeles Lakers. How interesting that is. 2 totally different styles it's going to be. There's no more Mike D'Antoni, 7-second or less offense. Steve Nash is not around. He's hurt. Again, they're going to go down low, the Lakers, but the Denver Nuggets, man, when they get out in transition, nobody's better than them. They score in the paint, they dunk. They are a fantastic team to watch. If you love basketball, then you love watching this. And the Denver Nuggets are going to take down the Lakers in 6 games, moving on to the conference championship, the Final Four. You got the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Denver Nuggets. Who would have thought that in the beginning of the year? You know what? Not me. Because in the beginning of the year, I thought the Lakers were going to go all the way. Hey, look, that's still possible, I suppose. But I got them losing in that second round against those Nuggets. But the Nuggets are going to lose against the Grizzlies because I believe that Memphis will control the playoffs, every team that they play, by slowing the pace down, controlling the game, getting offensive and defensive rebounds, letting Gasol and Randolph really control what goes on down there. The Memphis Grizzlies are one of those teams that you really have to prepare for. You're going to have to be a kind of a jump shooting team if you want to beat them. And Denver can jump shoot the ball, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but they're again more of a team that likes to get out in transition, likes to score on dunks, Kenneth Faried and guys like that. They're kind of a scary team when it comes down to it. But I'm telling you, man, that Memphis Grizzlies team, I like it. I like it a lot. So I got those guys winning, believe it or not. I think they're going to take down Denver, and the Memphis Grizzlies are going to the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. And to no surprise, they're going to play the Miami Heat. The Heat are going to beat the Knicks. The Knicks don't have a chance, despite what many people may think. They cannot match up with the Miami Heat. I mean, you guys forget, Chris Bosh is still on that team. On any other team, he's one of the best players on the team, if not the best player. And then Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, they've got their rest now. They know they can take anybody down. Yeah, the Knicks beat them 3 out of 4 times in the regular season. That's all well and good. But now it's playoff time. Everything's on the line. Miami Heat are going to their 3rd straight championship. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, they're playing the Memphis Grizzlies. Something that not many people expected. But I like this Memphis team. I've been saying it a lot, but I don't like them enough to beat Miami. I'm going to give you the Miami Heat in 6 games over the Memphis Grizzlies, basically because LeBron James is the best player in the world. And you know who else is amazing? Dwayne Wade. So is Chris Bosh. They got Ray Allen out there to hit 3-pointers. They got it all. LeBron can do absolutely everything, and they will find ways because they can shoot from long range. They can score from inside the paint. They're going to force Memphis to move around defensively and not be able to play their game, all right, in their zone and what they like to do on defense. Miami's going to control and dictate the flow of each game and that series. Memphis will be forced, okay, not to be able to do what they want to do. And again, they're no juggernaut scoring offensively, so I don't really see them giving Miami much of a problem on the offensive end, although Gasol and Randolph can do their thing down low. They can. Miami doesn't really have anybody to match up with them. That's the one issue that Miami has going into that. But still, at the end of the day, when you look at it, LeBron James, best player in the world, he'll be the MVP. That's your finals. I got the Miami Heat over the Memphis Grizzlies in 6 games with LeBron James being named the MVP, as he will be probably a few more times. Folks, Root for Sports podcast every Thursday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We're live for 2 hours. Unfortunately, we had some problems this week, which is why I'm doing a quick YouTube, and I wanted to get my predictions out there, which you can find at rootforsports.com. Go to it, check it out. We got a bunch of great writers. I want to give a shout out to my partner, my co-host, Mr. Ray Howard Jr., who cannot be here at the moment, but it is all well and good. Got the show done within the 15 minutes that I wanted to. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Let's have a great NBA playoffs, and I'll talk to you all soon.